Yeah, what happened on Saturday?
Well, Melton were too good for us, basically. You know, it was a 3-goal difference, which wasn't massive, but they led from the start of the game, and we probably never really worked our way into it.
Yeah, how are you feeling about this week? Obviously, you've been 1 and 2 all year with East, and now you have to play off for a grand final spot.
Yes, obviously we've had a lot of close games for many years with East, and you're right, often it's to play off against them in the grand final, but this time we're playing for a spot in the grand final, and obviously, you know, I guess it's the same for both of us. You know, we'll be going out hard and planning to play as well as we can to get across the line.
And yeah, how will you get across the line? What's your key? If you can reveal it.
Yeah, I guess that's a hard question in a sense, because we don't want to give away too much, but you know, we'll make sure that we're trying to be strong at the ball and have good defensive pressure right across the court, and just to move the ball with have some momentum and be able to move the ball fluently.
Okay.
Yeah, and obviously you've beaten them the last 3 times you've played them. Is that any consideration heading into Saturday?
They've been close games. We've had really tight games with them the last 2, and obviously one was 2 weeks before the finals and then the first week of the finals. So I guess I'm not sure that gives you much of an edge when they're so close, but we know going in that, yeah, we have beaten them twice before.
And any injury concerns?
No injuries.
Yep, and can you go all the way? Have you got it? Can you go?
Oh, look, you've got to believe you can go all the way. As I guess any team who's in the finals needs to be able to do. But can you and do you? They're 2 different things. We've got to get across. Our focus is this week against East Point. Once this weekend's out of the way, then we'll think further on. But at the moment, we're just thinking of this game.
Just in terms of Micah, I know that she didn't play the sort of start of the first game that you played them, and then made a real difference when she came on, and has the games since then have been really close. Is she sort of shutting her down be one of your aims?
Look, obviously she's a key player for East, but I think everybody's, you know, they're strong across the court, so we can't just focus on one player at the expense of letting other players, you know, not being accountable for the other players. So we need to be working one-on-one right across the court, I think, in order to be successful.
Cool, that's all I need. Do you want anything to go?
To what extent do you feel you've got the wood on East Point of all the teams?
Well, I'm not sure that I'd consider that we do have. Obviously, as I said before, we've had very close games with them, apart from the first game, as Ebony said, when Catherine Micah didn't play the first half. We've had really tough games, so we're going in expecting exactly that, a really tough physical game this Saturday.
To what extent also do you kind of almost feel like this is the grand final everyone was expecting is being played this week?
No, the grand final's being played in the following week, and I know what you're getting at. That there was certainly, I guess, an expectation that the top 2 teams were going to play off, but finals are always a different thing, and there's certainly been other upsets for other grades and football and so forth throughout the finals. So there's never a guarantee that any one team or any 2 teams are going to be playing off in the grand final. You've actually got to win the games to get there, and we didn't do that last week, and we've put ourselves into a position to play in a preliminary final.
I think that.
All right, Jess, yeah, how are you feeling about this weekend's game?
Yeah, good. We know that it's definitely going to be a challenge, but we've set our goals and we know that we can go in and just make sure we're playing our best netball, and we should be right.
Yeah, having a win against Bacchus Marsh on Sunday is a bit of a confidence boost.
Yeah, absolutely. We're really happy with how we played against Bacchus Marsh. We, as we said, we had certain goals. Everyone had their own role, and everybody played that role really well on Saturday. So as long as we can string our 4 quarters together, we think that we should be fine.
Yep. And yeah, obviously the situation where 1 and 2 are playing off in the preliminary final, it's a bit unexpected.
Yes and no. Finals are always a different ball game. You never know what's going to happen. So we always knew that we're going to have to face Lakers at some point throughout the day, throughout the final series. So just whether it's this week or next week doesn't really matter to us.
And they've beaten you 3 times before. Does that play on your mind heading into the game?
Look, it certainly does. We know that we haven't obviously done what we needed to do to beat them, and we're only hoping that we can do that this weekend.
And how will you do that?
Look, we've got, as we said, everybody's got a certain role within the team. So if everybody can do that role for 4 quarters, that's our biggest thing. We've had really good, strong starts against Lakers. So as long as we can string that together for the 4 quarters and play good, strong netball for 4 quarters, then we should be fine.
Yep. So in the first final, you were obviously up at half time and then lost. That is a focus.
Yeah, that's very much our focus. That's what we're saying. We can start really strongly and we tend to get up on the Lakers, but they always seem to claw their way back within that 3rd and 4th quarter. So we need to manage that and make sure that that doesn't happen again on Saturday.
Yep. Any injury concern?
No, not at the moment. We're going in with full strength, so we've got lots of versatility, so we're really happy with that.
Yep. And yeah, will you look to sort of shut them down or just play your own game?
Very much just play our own game. We know that if we put really good, strong pressure over the ball and that we play our game with confident passing, we should be fine.
And is this the year East finally going to get their A-grade flag?
Certainly hope so.
Job.
I've only got one question. What has to be different this time for you to beat them? What do you think needs to change? I mean, obviously, if you do the same thing, you might get the same result. What is going to be different this time?
Key question, and we would also like to know that. Our biggest part is that we've watched the footage from games, and we know that we have a quarter where we don't play our best netball. So if we can manage to make our rotations happen at the right times, we feel that we should be able to do what we can do to beat them, because we know that we can.
Has there been one particular quarter that you've seemed to have trouble with? Is it immediately after half time or?
Not necessarily, no. It does tend to change. It can be the 2nd or the 3rd is generally our 2 quarters that tend to let us down.
Sweet, thank you very much.
Good job.
Beautiful.
Thank you.